always banned out, not interested in having him play his super-powered self. And then Caitlyn banned out by Purple Team once again, not interested in having those all the auto attacks coming down. She has massive amounts of damage and are good versus pretty much everybody. We see her play it a lot in ranked games, as she is the most OP member of the team. Looks like Blue Team is taking their time. If anybody is watching and is a part of the game and wants to have a team, please feel free to shout it out. Either send it to me in a message, or send it to me on Twitch and let me know what your team name should be. But let me know if you are on Blue Team or Purple Team so I know which team is which. LeBlanc banned out. We're seeing a lot of classical bans here in a lot of games we played tonight with that Jax, Caitlyn, and LeBlanc banned. Not interested in having those people. However, Xin Zhao is a new ban, that very strong jungler. And then Twitch coming out from Blue Team, not interested in having that damage little rat coming out. He does have a really good kit now that he's been reworked. A lot of his abilities have been changed over that make him very strong. And so I see him played a lot in ranked games, as well as now being banned out in this game. Alright, so back to the game here. Finally taking their time. There is no ban by Purple Team. I think it actually timed out as they were not sure who to ban out, maybe just not paying attention. But picks are coming in here. Mr. Crypt taking his time as he is figuring out which champion he wants to play. However, Purple Team has got an amazing support Casterus, but it might have to be going somewhere else if Gods is going to be supporting Zero, as Zero does do a lot of ADC. But Mr. Crypt pulling out the Rise of all Rise, maybe looking at doing the jungle. No, top lane's teleport going down. Looks like Zero's going to be locking in the Graves. Massive damage output, very burst ADC champion. Going to need a good support though to keep him alive. Does have his dash, which he can do over walls, makes him very strong. Zero is extremely powerful though, so best luck to Blue Team being able to match him up. Patchoneer is going to be a good one though, because he is pretty powerful when it comes to throwing out any kind of CC and stopping the enemy in their tracks. Whoa, Nightbot. I wonder if it's going to ban me. I've never seen Nightbot is like auto doing a bunch of stuff. I gotta stop it from doing that. Caps is fine on my channel. Spam protection. Caps protection. Gotta turn this shit off. Caps protection disabled. Save changes. Save changes. There we go. You guys are free to say as many things in caps as you want. I've been distracted by Nightbot, whatever. Patchoneer picking up his favorite Thresh. Gonna need it against Zero's amazing Graves. Also, Dezuro picking up Katarina for the mid lane. Very powerful, getting all those dashes around. Caster is gonna be grabbing, I think that's a mid lane Karma, as well as God's Shadow grabbing the Blitzcrank for the bottom lane support, and CPG on Pajama Ninja Lee Sin. Always acceptable that Lee Sin is going to be played by the Pajama Ninja, considering that is his name. I've seen him in a couple games. Looks like he's going to be going in the top lane, which leaves Jay for the jungle role. Best of luck to him figuring out which champion to play against. Blue Team looking really strong, though. Have that front lane tank with the Rise, as well as the ranged CC from Thresh. And that's all you need when the rest of your team can be damage, as the Katarina, Draven, and Kazakhs are going to be coming out here. Dragon Rage 2 Dramoff on that jungle Kazakhs. Jay of the Arcana now rolling through a couple different champions. Nocturne is a good one. Dive, they've got a lot of that kind of in and out with that Lee Sin jumping in and out. Blitzcrank grabbing from a distance. Good poke from the Karma, but they need somebody to really take a frontline tank, and Nocturne isn't really one of the best champions for that. I think a Nautilus pick would be actually really strong, being able to not only pull somebody and get that extra wombo combo with Blitzcrank, but in addition is tanky enough that he can take a beating when it comes to it, as the blue team's going to have to wait for Mr. Crypt to get pretty tanky on that rise to be able to be that front man for them. Lee Sin does not have teleport though, so Mr. Crypt's going to have the benefit of being able to take that in the top lane. Hey, he followed my advice on that Nautilus. Best of luck to you though. That was not trolling you. That was really good. Best of luck to you, because Nautilus I think will work out very well for your team. So running through everybody, since I'm solo, Mr. Crypt on the rise. Batchinator with that Thresh support in the bottom lane. Zero on the Katarina in the mid lane. Thunder Thighs picking up the Draven ADC, and then Dragon Rage 2 Morph on the jungle Kazakhs. Purple team, 0D on the Graves in that bottom lane ADC. Cassius picking up that mid lane Karma. God's Shadow going with the bottom lane support Blitzcrank, as per usual. CPG, Pajama Ninja on the Lee Sin top lane, and Jay of the Arcana on the Nautilus jungle. So great picks all between the two teams. 6 bans is for newbies, no need to do that. I'll make you remember my Blitzcrank. I am excited and cannot wait to watch you guys play that. The mouth of all of it. So we are going to get underway in just a moment as we wait for these minutes to break down here. I'm going to break down a little bit these teams. We've got early damage from blue team coming out with that Kazakhs and Katarina. Very strong. Katarina is also a good snowballing champion towards the mid lane. Draven has excellent damage at the very beginning of the game. Going to be coming in, especially with Patchinator at his side, to do a lot of damage to purple team. However, their late game really depends on Rise and Katarina getting fed. Patchinator can grab a bunch of hooks, but if it means if it doesn't spell death for the enemy champion, then it's not going to help them a lot. Purple team has a pretty good lineup with that Blitzcrank and Nautilus combo, as well as Lee Sin being able to get in. He is a great champion for that late game abilities, and then that Karma will really be a key element, as she is both kind of a supporting and damage champion in that mid lane. And then a champion to definitely watch for is 0D on the Graves, as he is the platinum player of these two teams, the only platinum player. We do have some golds coming out here between Dragon and Gods, so keep an eye on them as well. Best of luck to Thunder Thighs. He did pretty well in a couple of games that I've shoutcast and played before, so best of luck to him keeping it real in this game. Well, Patchinator is one of my favorite people to watch because of his excellent job with those hooks, so we're going to be able to see what he can make happen in this game. As it is right at the moment, since we still got another minute to pick, I'm actually going to zoom in on myself, on my face. There we go. I should do something like that. Make sure it's really beautiful for all you folks out there that are watching my beautiful, lovely visage. So, and predictions between these two teams, I really like blue team's lineup. I'm actually going to jump on them and say the blue team is going to win it in the end. Best of luck to you, blue team. Purple team, though, feel free to prove me wrong, especially Jay on the Nautilus, since I kind of suggested it. Prove me wrong and prove me that Blitzcrank beats out a Thresh every day. And then, who gets first blood? Actually, since the case usually is, we have a Lee Sin. Usually Lee Sin is the is the one who dies first. He is first blood, not gets first blood. So my prediction in this case is that Lee Sin is first blood. So we'll see if that happens. It happened like 5 games in a row when I was shoutcasting. All the Lee Sins died. So best of luck to the Lee Sins not dying. Yeah, I have this beautiful mustache, but I've got like this clear spot down here, which is really kind of weird. I don't like it as much. Like I need it fuller and beautiful and wonderful. So, but it looks like we're going to be getting the game underway here in just a moment. So I'm going to go ahead, edit scene, and bring the camera back down to small mode. as we get this game underway. I'm going to check PayPal really fast and see if anybody donated those $40 so I would stream shirtless. Don't think anybody did. Still waiting for that shirtless stream. It's a little hot here. Might have to do some little bit of stripping. Here, let me unbutton the top button. There we go. Show you guys a little. Oh, look at that. Ooh. Hey. Kisses. Kisses for the win. Nope, no transactions at this point in time. Too bad. That's alright. As we always know that skins mean you have more skill than the enemy team. We have some beautiful skins coming out here. Mafia Graves being OP as always. That Eye Blitzcrank is one of my favorite skins. I have that skin as well. Traditional Karma, beautiful. Except that the new Karma skin's pretty interesting and is the more traditional route. And then Mecha Kha'Zix, one of my favorite mecha skins indeed as well. But that means the purple team wins with 3 skins to 1. So, purple team's looking pretty strong at the moment. They have the skill. They have the skins. Can they make it a win to spin to win? Spin to win. I was trying to make it rhyme, so. What is my somebody is watching, tell me what my current follower status is at. I think I said my next giveaway is 150 followers. I need to actually like make it to that. Maybe I'll just do a random giveaway. I really want to try out this new giveaway thing. I can't do it tonight though. It'll have to be sometime this week, probably Tuesday or Wednesday. I'm going to do a giveaway just to kind of test it. I should be able to financially afford that. One day, however much I give away will be the same amount that I actually earn. But right now I do giveaways just for kicks and giggles. So I wish that you could do. Oh, I think you can actually do kind of a message out to all of your followers and say when you will be streaming. I have not figured out how to do that yet, but one day I will. And that way I can let you all know when I'm doing giveaways and when they're showing up. Checking out this victoriousgaming.com that Carl sent me. I'll have to check it out a little bit because we are in game as the teams line up. Let me set everybody in their correct positions. We've got the supports in that bottom lane, Blitzcrank and Thresh, followed by the ADCs, Graves and Raven. In the mid lane, Katarina versus Karma, as the junglers, Kha'Zix and Nautilus. In the top lane, Ryze and Lee Sin are going to be facing off. Number of interesting starts off here, as Katarina does not need the Doran's ring to start off because she doesn't need mana, so she's gone ahead and grabbed a amplifying tome for herself. Classical Machete starts for the junglers. When the top lane, Ryze picked up that classic Sapphire Crystal as well, so a lot of basic starts for a lot of these champions. Doesn't look like blue team is too interested in invading, but they do have all 5 down there. They actually might be invading here. Guys, if you hear it, I'll be giving first blood. Best of luck to you, Lee Sin. Not with all of blue team down here, they might not actually end up giving it out. But blue team is rounding around here towards that red buff. Thank you, Nautilus. That was a beautiful shout out. I like that. Saying the base just to prove Jake wrong. That is how we roll in this game. So blue team is going to be starting off red for Kha'Zix, which is going to help him start there, which means both junglers will end up in the top lane about the same time unless one of them is a little bit faster. So we'll see. Graves is already set up in that bottom lane to grab as much farm as he can. Looks like Karma will be the one leashing for Nautilus, which is always pretty nice. Caster's doing that good support job even in the mid lane role. Dragon's Rage now grabbing this red buff. For the last of you who are still viewing on this, if you are playing, don't worry, you can actually focus on playing and view this later. You don't have to be watching right now, but if you want to watch, that's totally cool too. Mr. Crip now up in the top lane, starting off the damage coming out here. Lee Sin doesn't want to give first blood, so he's trying to play a little bit safe, but at the same time keep getting those minions. So very interesting lineup down here in that bot lane between these two supports. Both have hooks. The Blitzcrank hook is a little bit faster. They're going to do a nice job of going ahead and pulling Draven in, knocking him down to about half health and burning his flash. Thunderthigh's not interested in that damage going off. Got Blitzcrank down to about half health, though he has popped a potion, and so he will be able to get up just a little bit, but burning that early flash on Draven is going to be doing really bad. Remember me, God Crank. But I know that Patchinator is extremely good as well on this Thresh, and so it'll be fun to watch him. He did start with that Relic Shield, and Thresh he has to grab that last hit on a minion to be able to use that. So we'll see if he can make use of that. No real differences in minion farms so far, as both teams are kind of, they want to play for the best, so they're trying to clean it up. Looks like I did a pretty good job of matching these team members up, at least as the game stands at the moment. Mr. Crib in the top lane, down a little bit to the Lee Sin, a little bit of action here in the bottom lane. Zero D getting a little bit of attacks off on Patchinator. The Draven's damage is still knocking God's Shadow down to about half health. The mid lane, Katarina trying to do her best to harass Caceres in that mid lane. Dragon's Rage with that double buff coming in onto the Lee Sin. He flashed, he does not want to be first blood, and there he goes, giving first blood again. I don't know if I ruined him by predicting that, but I feel bad. I feel bad a little bit. God's Shadow throwing out that hook, but it's not going to land. Patchinator's hook is going to land, though, on God's Shadow. Going to force a flash out of him. Zero D has been exhausted, but the damage is still trying to go down onto Patchinator. Thunderthigh's throwing those axes. God's Shadow very low health, but Zero D himself down to about half health. Thunderthigh's went ahead and used the heal. If they can re-engage, that would be pretty good. Lee Sin did give that first blood, as usually happens. You gotta watch out for that jungler. Nice hook by Blitzcrank, gonna grab Thunderthighs, and that damage from Graves is gonna be enough to kill him. Gotta watch out for those Blitzcrank hooks. Patchinator about third health now, sitting down here trying to do his best to keep these two off of his base. Looks like they're gonna freeze the lane though and just farm really fast. I'll make sure I get remembered, Blitzcrank. Hey, it's a two-way street. You gotta be a good blitz, and you gotta be a bad person at dodging them. Caster's down to about half health here. I know that mid lane is not his usual, as he is usually a support champion or support player. Hopefully he can still figure that out. And I am ruining the stream because my mouse just went and hit it as I was trying to unedit the scene. No, I still need to edit the scene and put my camera back where it's supposed to be. Down here. Looks like another hook onto Thresh this time, however. That might spell death. Very low health. That dash auto will be enough to finish off Thresh as Surdy grabs that kill. God's Shadow doing an excellent job of landing a lot of these hooks early for that bottom team. Pajana Ninja in that top lane, about half health. Still managed to keep even on farm with this Rise. Rise has not backed yet and is actually ahead. Another nice Blitzcrank grab onto Draven now. Got a nice slow onto Blitzcrank, knocking both of them extremely low. Couple of good axes might give him a double kill in that bottom lane, but he's got to play really, really safe. Neither of them have any more potions. Caster's doing a nice job of binding to the Katarina, getting a little extra damage as she was able to snare her. In that bottom lane, it looks like Graves and Blitzcrank have both stuck around. Both are flashing red, which is going to spell a lot of danger for them. Looks like Kha'Zix will be making his way down here. If he can get the reset on one of the kills, it might be a second kill. Thresh hook not landing on anybody. Passioneer deciding to just jump right in, going ahead and pulling Graves back with that nice flay. The damage from Draven is there to grab the Blitzcrank. Looks like Graves will try to back out from that. Nautilus doing a nice gank in the mid lane on the Katarina. Will it be enough? Katarina very low health, but Caceres is too. Katarina actually picking up a kill on Caceres, finishing it off, grabbing himself a kill, Deruzo, before Nautilus finished off the Katarina. 2-on-1, still got it, but you're Katarina. It's what usually happens. Looks like blue team will be trying to make an early push for this dragon, though. They do have the wards down. They've already pinged both those wards, so nice, good job. And they're going to be pushing onto this dragon, starting it early. Hopefully they can trade out the tanking between the members of the team, and that way they can make sure that they get this dragon without it being contested. Great job pushing early and setting up an advantage for themselves. Even though it is 3 kills to 3 kills, it is looking to be a very intense game as blue team has taken that first dragon, which means they're about 600 gold in the lead. Lee Sin in that top lane trying to keep farm with the Rise. I think he went towards the mid lane to try to help out. And another nice pull from Blitzcrank grabbing that Draven, and that is going to spell another death. Graves actually picking up that kill as per usual, being a good support as Blitzcrank. Lee Sin very low health in that top lane, just going to be farming from a distance with that Q. Casterus in the mid lane missing his Q onto the Katarina as both junglers continue to farm. Looks like Nocturne did back and start to finish off some items. He did finish off that Spirit Stone and the beginnings of his Kindled Gem, as Kha'Zix has finished off with Spirit Stone as well, but it's going a little more for the damage route, having picked up boots and a longsword. As Nautilus is looking more for that tank. Looks like Katarina will be making her way down here into this bottom lane. This could be really bad, as Purple Team does not have any wards there. Looks like Kha'Zix is here as well for the party. There's a nice flay onto Zero D. Will he be in trouble? A nice push by Draven. It's going to knock both out. Graves actually did pick up a kill on Kha'Zix. Katarina did get the ultimate to go up, and then was silenced by the Blitzcrank level 6. I don't think they're going to be hook him and stop him, but they did shut down the Graves. A nice hook as well. Mr. Crip actually getting a tower shot as he was kicked all the way back into the tower. He went ahead and put the snare on Nautilus, who used his ultimate, and that ultimate's going to be enough to finish off the Rise. God's Shadow now sitting under the tower, deciding not to worry about backing just yet and just try to keep blue team off of the tower. If he could grab somebody and pull them into tower's range, that's going to be good for him, as he might be able to grab a kill or at least cause blue team to back out from that. In the mid lane, Casterus versus Katarina is still pretty even, despite both of them being down one death, 40 minions to 41 minions. And neither team really has a massive advantage at this point. Graves the only one being about 10 farm above the Draven and a number of kills in that bottom lane. But as you just saw, that was turned around. A lot of damage onto God's Shadow, putting him down to about half health. He has very little mana though, so he has to be careful. Pachinier doing a little bit of harassing, throws the shield onto Thunder Thighs as they continue to back out. Sirdi coming in doing a lot of damage. Does have his BF sword, whereas Draven only has the Dorans and the extra long sword. Does have the red buff though, which is going to be really nice for him. To switch over to gold, he's sitting on about 1,000 gold, so eventually he might be trying to stick around for that BF sword before he backs. Katarina going in, using her ultimate onto the Casterus on that Karma, going to be knocking her down to about half health, and Casterus continuing to miss a lot of those Qs and miss a lot of that damage opportunity. Mr. Crip going in onto Pajama Ninja, sorry. Get a nice snare and some Q damage, but not a whole lot. Lee Sin throwing out that Q just to kind of keep a vision on it. Another good Blitzcrank pull will pull Draven across the entire tower and all the way back, knocking him down very low health, but I don't think it's going to be enough for Thresh to do much other than just keep these minions off of the tower. 4 kills to 7, Purple Team pretty strongly in the lead with all of those beautiful Blitzcrank pulls. You got to be careful when he has those instant pulls like that. Dragon's Rage decided to just push into the top lane here, deciding to go for this tower. Lee Sin up here, about 41 farm, a little bit down from this Rise, just trying to stop these members from pushing in on him, using his Q to grab what minions he can safely, throwing down a little bit of AoE damage there, as the tower continues to actually farm more champions than Lee Sin does. You need to kick in on that minion. No, I did not follow up that kick. I'm not sure why. But in that bottom lane, Pachinator now trying to make a little action happen. With Sarah D does have red buff, but they've got Katarina right around the corner. Nautilus is here as well, though. Katarina going to go ahead and jump in and use the ultimate, the knockup by Nautilus. So in the middle of the knockup, Pachinator grabbing a nice hook. The flash from Nautilus is there. Draven going ahead and using his ultimate. Will it be enough? Mr. Crip in the meantime getting ulted back into the tower with that ignite ticking. That's going to be enough to finish him off. Lee Sin grabbing himself a nice kill in that top lane. But now Dragon's Rage trying to go in on it. Uses the flash to follow Lee Sin past his shield dash, but will it be enough? Not, as Kha'Zix is able to grab that hook. Pachinator trying to grab that kill. Pachinator throwing out a hook in the bottom lane. Not going to land on anybody. Draven's got to be careful, because that Blitzcrank's going to have his hook go back any second. Caster's trying to get this mid lane tower down, but decided not to tank any more hits, as the blue team could be there any moment. Got shot throwing out a hook, not going to land on anybody. Here's Katarina once again, though, getting the damage onto Graves. Will it be enough, though? He does have the damage. Beautiful hook by Pachinator once again on the Graves. Going to hold him still long enough for the rest of the team to come in and do the damage necessary. Katarina trying to finish people off Blitzcrank actually grabbed that kill with his ultimate on Katarina before Deruzo was finally killed. Thunder Thighs picking up another kill now. 4 and 3. Graves 5 and 2. Getting pretty close to even as he is continuing to farm up. He is down by about 20 farm in that bottom lane, but he can get it back pretty quick, especially if they can take this tower. In the mid lane, Casters did eventually get that mid lane tower, so that is going to help his team out a lot, as Rise looking maybe to make his way towards the bottom, but decided instead to go back towards the mid lane and push it. Lee Sin in the top lane is catching up on farm, as he knows he doesn't need too much further to catch back up to Rise. A nice hook by Nautilus is going to go down to Thunder Thighs, just going to walk his way out of there. Nautilus doesn't have the damage as he is going straight tank. Did grab himself a mobility boot, so he's going to be able to get around pretty fast through the jungle, as well as that Spirit of the Ancient Golem, so he's going to have a lot of tank. There's another nice hook onto the Draven. Blitzcrank, we're not even going to worry about hooking, just going to go ahead and knock him up, wait until we get low health, and then use that hook to finish him off with the red buff. Can't be over cocky, especially without your support as Draven. Can't do that. You gotta watch yourself. Caster's getting a little bit of damage onto Mr. Crip in the top lane. Does have blue buffs, is going to be able to do some nice thing. Katarina coming in with the ultimate as well. Lee Sin pushing Katarina all the way back. Gonna have the damage output to finish Katarina off. Mr. Crip now going in onto Lee Sin. It'll be enough, but Caster is following up. The auto attacks are there. Just needs to throw out another nice Q, and that's going to finish off Rise. Caster's picking up a kill for himself. First one of the game for him. 8 kills to 12. Purple team still very strongly in the lead, but Patchinator coming in here trying to keep the minions out, but it's not going to be enough. The damage is here from God's Shadow. Nocturne as well, almost hooking on to Thresh. It's not going to be enough. The flash is out from Draven. It's not going to be enough, I don't think. Throws the ultimate. God's Shadow taking pretty low health. Graves is actually going to be the one to pick up the kill on Draven before following up with another burst damage onto Thresh and grab another kill as well. Blitzcrank doing an excellent job with all of these hooks, as he did say that he is the Blitzcrank to remember. Katarina looking for blood down here in that bottom lane. Going to go ahead and start off with a little bit of AoE damage, showing out the ultimate, but the knockup by Blitzcrank is going to be enough. No, it is not. Katarina actually grabbing the kill on him before Nautilus it was. Grab that kill. Jay grabbing a nice kill and bouncing his way off. He is the proud Nautilus with his anchor over his shoulder. I'm sorry, my brain totally fades there for a minute. 3-0, Nautilus doing excellently for himself, grabbing 3 kills as well as assists. Once again, still going tanky though, but getting those kills. Giant Spell going to give him a lot more health. Katarina did finish off that Rabadon's death cap, so going to have a lot of damage. Looks like Bloodthirster has been finished off by Graves. Draven's still falling a little bit behind as he is trying to be there and catch up on all the farm that he has missed in this game. Looks like he did go in the mid lane to stop this push by Caceres, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. Patchinator throwing out a hook, but that speed boost by Karma not going to be enough, or going to be enough to keep himself a little bit safe. Throws out that ultimate Q combo. A little bit of damage to Kha'Zix, but blue team, they're looking for this tower. Dragon Rage going to go in hard as Thunder Thighs is doing damage from a distance. They're trying to keep from getting too harassed. There's a nice hook by Nautilus going in onto Patchinator. Uses the flay to pull the team outside of the tower range. Very low health. Oh my gosh. Almost enough to finish off Patchinator completely, but not going to be quite there. Blue team deciding to go ahead and back off as Lee Sin shows up with that red buff and is going to do some nice damage. But another hook by Nautilus onto the Draven. Thunder Thighs, what are you doing? Gotta back off. And grabs that kill as well. Lee Sin was the one who picked that up. Pajama Ninja now 3-3 and 2. Mr. Crip following Lee Sin now towards that bottom lane or mid lane, trying to hold off here. Dragon Rage trying to start his snowball and having a very difficult time. Only 1-1, using his ultimate to go on to God's Shadow before backing off. Not fast enough as Blitzcrank was there with the grab. Katarina decided to show up and go ahead. Blitzcrank has already used his ultimate. It's always available. Flashes over the wall. Going to have the damage. Lee Sin actually dragon kicked her over the wall and then followed her with his Q to grab that kill on Katarina. Patchinator once again doing a nice job of flaying the enemy team back. Lee Sin following up. Did get the slow and flash out. Is ignited. Pulling Nautilus a little bit closer to his team than I think he really wanted to as he was trying to get Karma or somebody. Purple team now 19-10. Don't give up, blue team. You're still in it to win it. As purple team now pushing their way towards dragon. Blue team was the team that got first dragon. So purple team is only matching them in Dragon, but all these kills is going to give them about a 4K lead in this game so far, as they are now grabbing this Dragon. Don't think that blue team has much that they can respond with. There we go, grabbing Dragon, and then going to back off before deciding what lane to push next. Oh my lord, that purple tower has only like, I'm actually going to check that. Nope, camera, I don't care. 6 health on this bottom lane turret. So close to dying. As blue team is now pushing in on purple team there. They should easily be able to get this tower with just 1 auto attack, and that should be it. I think actually the Kha'Zix flashed to grab that auto onto the tower, but that might spell death for him. Did turn invisible and walk out. Very low health. Thunderthighs coming in, actually hitting Caceres, but taking very low health. Nice heal, and he's going to back off from that with the Katarina ultimate coming in, finishing off Graves, who is the damage output by the enemy team. Lee Sin does have double buff. He actually just lost red buff now, taken down to about half health here. His blue team is doing an incredible job of trading the damage between the teammates. Lee Sin down to about half health. A nice play by Pachoneer is also going to spell death. Dragon's Rage picking up that kill. And now as they push in onto this next tower, they have gone hardcore. Kha'Zix going in hard onto God Z. It's actually Pachoneer missing out on the Q, but his play is there. Going to be pulling the enemy team in, and Pachoneer picking up a kill for himself on the Nautilus, as blue team has just turned this game around, and they are just dominating now. 14-20, still down in kills, but almost matched in gold, even after purple team took the Dragon. Amazing job. Blue team now is pinging out this mid lane saying, we are want this. Lee Sin like, what was all that? As purple team kind of taking a step back, realizing maybe we don't have this game as well as we thought. Blue team now pushing in onto this tower. They might have enough damage to grab it before purple team can respond. There we go, grabbing up another tower for themselves, 4-2, and now just almost underneath being tied, about 1,000 gold behind, which is not much. Blue team doing a good job of turning the fight around in their favor. They do have the Draven, who is now 5 and 6, as well as a 4 and 5 Katarina. Once some of these champions, especially that Katarina and Kha'Zix, start to get a little bit snowballing and the Ryze starts to get a little bit tanky, it's going to be pretty bad news for purple team. Ryze does have a finished Rod of Ages, and it started on his Archangel staff, so we'll see if he can keep that up and finish it off. Pretty even farm between a lot of the team members. Kha'Zix's actually a little bit heavier on his side, but Graves doing a good job. 40 farm above the Draven. But between the rest of the team members, 98-92, 20-14, back and forth across the board a little bit. Purple team kind of trying to figure out where they want to push next. Look like Lee Sin is going to grab that tower in that top lane. Blue team not quick enough to respond, but instead they're going to be focused on this fight in the bottom lane that should be happening pretty soon. Kha'Zix's going to go ahead and grab blue buff for himself, allow those resets to happen even faster. Ryze almost grabbed by that Blitzcrank hook coming through. Not quite enough. Kind of going to go ahead and farm a little bit of those minions with those autos. Looks like all 4 members of blue team are down here, other than the Kha'Zix, who's going to be making his way down here pretty soon. Lee Sin is now pushing the mid lane instead. Kha'Zix trying to go back and respond. Purple team just waiting for blue team to have to be forced to respond and fight somewhere, or maybe be caught out in the jungle. Blue team does have a lot of wards down in the jungle though, so they're gonna have really good, nice vision. Mr. Grip actually getting a good snare down onto Pajama Ninja. That might be death if Dragon's Rage can get there fast enough. In the meantime, God's Shadow now getting a lot of damage done as Thunder Thighs is here with all of the auto attacks. The ultimate from Nautilus is down onto Draven. Will be enough? No. Graves is there with the damage. The ultimate from Katarina not going to finish off Graves. However, she's now kind of dodging around, trying to make sure that she can maybe grab this kill. She does see him, as the blue team does have a ward in there. Mr. Crip going to go ahead and grab a nice snare onto Caceres, but turn it around. She's going to be doing a lot of damage back. There's Graves, though, with that Q damage. Going to finish him off. Nautilus now in the mid lane, trying to just tank out whatever damage blue team might try to pull together. Katarina was looking at coming in from the back line, but not enough. Pachoneer throwing out a Seeking Hook, but it's going to be Blitzcrank that grabs the hook. A nice play across the entire team, not going to be enough. Does have the ultimate, though. Going to be slowing enemy team members. Russo's looking for that reset, though. Going to get stuck there for a minute. Looks like Kha'Zix is trying to find his mark on Alex, but it's not going to be enough. Katarina picking up her first kill onto that Blitzcrank. Kha'Zix was able to take down Karma, and now is trying to run for his life, getting a nice slow onto the Lee Sin, but if he gets one Q, that's going to be game. The jump from Kha'Zix not there. He actually tried to, I think, leap back over the wall, but did not work. Lee Sin just jumping straight on him. Katarina doing a little bit of damage to Nautilus, but just kind of tickling him, as he does have that Sunfire cape as well as that Spirit. The nice flash by Thunderthighs over the wall is going to get him not much. Mr. Crypt coming in, going to try to snare him and then do a little bit of damage. The follow-up by Draven is not going to be there as he's going underneath the tower. That's really bad. Lee Sin following up. Yes, he's the heal. The damage is real. Lee Sin coming in. Will he be able to get one more auto attack down? His Q, flying Q is enough just before he dies. Mr. Crypt picking up that kill. God's Shadow trying to grab over the wall. Not going to be enough. Going to hit that minion instead. Blue team decides to back off just a little bit. Rice sitting with a nice double buff, though, as he continues to get tankier and tankier. Went ahead and grabbed him a Shroud, I believe that is. Yeah, Glacial Shroud. So he's already going to be tankier, trying to evade a lot of that damage by Zero D on the Graves, who has a finished Bloodthirster and Static Shiv. So going to be doing a lot of damage. Bloodthirster has been finished by Draven, as well as the start of a Phantom Dancer. Oh my lord! Kha'Zix in here doing massive amounts of damage to Suradi, who actually flashes over the wall. Kha'Zix going ahead and using a the second piece of his ultimate to try to catch Graves out, but Graves says, no, I am not interested, cannot take that damage, gonna go ahead and back off, and that's what a well-fed Kha'Zix can do, especially late game, is before the ADC can even respond, gonna be going down. Let's go ahead with that. Blue buff's going to have nice resets as he jumps over the wall. There might be a fight breaking out now as Rise is here. All 5 members of Blue team are looking to grab this dragon. They are here for it. 4 members of Purple team, 3 members actually. They don't have Blitzcrank or Graves as they have both been backed. Nautilus now getting played back into the enemy team. Is he going to be able to survive just long enough? Throws out the ultimate. It's going to knock up 3 members of Blue team. Mr. Crypt chasing. Does have red buff, so has the slow. But Nautilus' hook is going to land him pretty distance away. Draven kind of wasting his ultimate a little bit. Just getting a little bit harassed on Nautilus, but not going to be enough to grab any kills. As Blue team pushes Purple team all the way back to their base before deciding, let's go and do Dragon real fast. They're going to have a massive amount of damage before Purple team shows up and grabs a couple of kills if they can. Thunderthighs starting it off. They've got this Dragon down to about quarter health now. It might be enough, finishing it off with that beautiful smite by Kha'Zix. That's going to be the end of Dragon. Purple team not quick enough to respond. Deciding it wasn't really safe as they didn't have too many wards there. Blue team still doing an excellent job of keeping their lanes warded. Dragon's Rage coming in doing a bit of damage to Nautilus. That's not the target you want though, as he is massively tanky. Caceres though is the one they're looking for. Rise, however, no, Draven getting caught underneath the tower. That's going to spell death for him. Draven just died one too many times here. Graves, what is going on? As Blue team kind of collects here just north of mid lane. The Blitzcrank hook almost found its mark, but not going to be enough. Patchinator really tanky is not going to be the target you're going to want to hook. Throws out the shield to grab a couple souls before Blue team is backing out. They are down a member, but Purple team is down a member as well. AP versus AD. God's Shadow looking to grab a hook over the wall maybe, but not going to find anybody. Kha'Zix now very, very damagey. Coming in, going to grab himself blue buff. What is he at the moment? 4, 4, and 5 does have that Hydra, so it's going to be doing a lot of burst damage when that happens. Purple team looking to kind of push in a little bit on Blue team here in the mid lane. Katarina wants to back and buy. She's got a lot of gold sitting in her inventory, about 2.5k gold. That is a lot of gold. A little bit of laugh taunting coming out between both teams. I'm going to switch back and get some more music going, because we aren't finished with this game just yet. 20 kills to 26, only 1k gold behind, but that's another hook onto Draven, and that spells death once again. Now 6 and 10 cannot be caught out by those Blitzcrank hooks. Got to watch that. Rise getting a nice grab on that Thresh Lantern, going to pull himself back to safety as Purple team's now looking to grab this tower. Try not to rage your teammates too much, especially when they keep getting hooked by that Blitzcrank, but if they can do something to stop this Draven from getting hooked, that would be really good, because he just likes to take that ride to the Blitzcrank train. Blitzcrank looking at grabbing something over the wall. Ciro's going to be going ahead and grabbing this red buff for himself. Nautilus helping him out a little bit. Nice patchinator hook going on to God's Shadow. The play is on 3 members of purple team. Cyrodi's not in the mix though. Nice burst by Rise onto Blitzcrank, but it's not going to be enough. That's going to be Lee Sin almost going down. Will it be enough? Kha'Zix is in the midst of him, invisible, but he's going to get instantly nuked. He was able to finish off Karma though. Katarina trying to finish off everything he can. Lee Sin actually grabbed the kill on her, I think. I'm not even sure what I'm saying anymore as purple team finishes it off. Zero D grabbing a nice triple kill with that double buff. Now grabbing that blue buff from Kha'Zix, and that is going to be a full team ace on the blue team. Purple team in the lead, doing a good job. Graves, go my child. As Blitzcrank did die. I'm not exactly sure who finished off Katarina. That was a fight to slow down and watch later on. If you could possibly do that. Actually, I think while the fights... I don't think there's going to be a 2-5. We're going to go back and see if we can watch that in slow motion here. Where are we at? Yeah, we're here. Here comes the fight. We're going to go ahead and slow it down a little bit here. So Thresh goes ahead and throws down the shield, or the ultimate as well. God's Shadow being taken really low health. A nice ultimate by Nautilus is going to knock up all 4 members of blue team as they're trying to back. Thresh is going to go ahead and flash. Lee Sin kicking all the way into Thresh as well. Katarina taking low health is going to flash off to the side. A nice Graves ultimate is going to do massive damage to the enemy. Lee Sin taking very low health is actually going to be finished off not quite by the tower, shielding to Blitzcrank to shield himself. Now Casterus on the Karma is taking pretty low health here as the tower is pushing in on her. Thresh throwing out a shield, but she flashes to the side knowing that that hook is happening. Throwing out the shield. Dragon's Rage now in the midst of the enemy team. Finds her with that hook and is going to grab that kill, but Blitzcrank has his hook as well. Going to finish off Kha'Zix. Katarina now jumping in, very low health, going to go ahead and use her ultimate, but it's not going to be enough, I see, with a nice Blitzcrank pop knockup, and that's going to stop all of the action, but Draven Axe slow motion is going to grab Lee Sin from a distance and get the kill. Nautilus too tanky though, don't focus on Nautilus. Rise trying to do what damage he can, but everyone is focusing on Nautilus, which is not enough. A nice Q by Graves is going to grab a double kill between both Draven and Thresh that stuck around for a little bit too long, and then they're going to be able to come in and grab that kill on Rise, picking up a nice ace. Beautiful job between purple team, an excellent job keeping their squishies in that back line and saving them when things went sour. I can be a proud father now. So what we missed in the meantime is purple team's going to grab this tower and then back off. Blue team's going to try to save their towers, but the bottom lane's going to go as well. Seeking blood. Kha'Zix's going to finish off a minion. Gonna grab some more minion kills. Purple team very strong now. 32 kills to 23. About 3k gold in the lead. He's going to be pushing out here, coming down the mid lane as they are all respawning, coming back. Nothing too fancy, grabbing some buffs. Bork finished for Graves. Bloodthirster and Phantom Dancer finished for Draven, who needs to stop dying. Blue team deciding to push in the mid lane. Okay. Thresh coming in here, grabbing a nice flay onto purple team. Pajama Ninja taking some damage, is going to fly all the way back to try to finish off Draven. The Ignite is on him, but the shield from Thresh will keep him alive just long enough to throw out his ultimate. Not going to be enough to finish too many people off. Nautilus doing a good job of being tanky for his entire team. Purple team, or blue team in a bad fight. Kha'Zix taking super low health is actually going to get hooked by the Nautilus though, and that's going to spell death for him. Blitzcrank trying to flash in here, do what damage he can onto Katarina. Knows that he will die if he goes in on that. Katarina now walking around the wall. She has very little health, but so does Blitzcrank. Beautiful hook. Okay, we're going to actually rewatch that as well. We're going to go back. Alright, here we go. Oh, I just missed it. I want to watch that in slow motion. Here we go. So Katarina's looking to jump in, or she just wants to jump to the minions and then get her little AoE, and that'll be enough damage. She jumps to the minions but doesn't get her AoE off. Blitzcrank hooks her in the face, finishing off that kill. Beautiful, beautiful job. Purple team gets another ace, but they don't really have too much pushing power. They're going to be trying to push down this mid lane. Both members actually have that Double buff. Thunder Thighs grabbing the minions. Blitzcrank doing a little spam laugh. Thunder Thighs coming in. God's Shadow backing off the mid lane. 5-7-15. Dragon's Rage grabbing blue buff. Upgrading, I think, his claws on that one. Blue team hovering around Dragon. They want it. They don't want it. They want it. They don't want it. They've got it warded. They might be going for it. No, they're going to be going in. Oh my gosh, too much action happening way too fast. Thresh shield now down onto his teammates, Kha'Zix, as they go hard onto Karma. Kha'Zix doesn't really want to be part of the action, jumping himself out with really low health. Thresh actually grabbing a nice hook onto Cyrodiil, gonna flay, but none of his teammates are there. Will it be enough? The slowdown on the Cyrodiil, though, rises there, but Katarina's gonna be picking up that kill. Mr. Crypt now going hard, throwing out the ultimate, gonna be grabbed by Blitzcrank, but that is not the member that you wanted. He is too tanky. Nautilus, however, doing a beautiful job of ulting the back line. Katarina, however, follow up, does have the damage going down. A lot of purple team members blinking red. Would have been bad if Katarina decided to jump back into that, but she had already used all of her abilities, so instead they're going to be pushing onto this tower and get the first inhibitor tower of the game. Despite being down in kills, they're going to grab that instead back and go for Dragon. Great job. I'm going to go ahead and speed it back up, see if I can catch up to the game. Actually, I'm going to slow it down. I'm going to slow it back down to normal mode. Now, once the people finish playing the game, they can actually watch the stream as it ends. Beautiful, beautiful job between all of the members. I might actually stop it just before the game ends, when I know it's going to end, to go back and highlight that fight that happened right beside mid tower for Purple Team, because they did such an amazing job. Purple Team now chilling here in the mid lane before deciding, hey, where are we going to go? Blue Team pinging, they want to defend their tower. Purple Team saying, we have an open inhibitor as well. We don't want anything to happen to us. Casterson, that top lane Gulm's just farming a little bit. Looks like Purple Team is going to back and decide just to hold at the inhibitor. Wait for Blue Team to find them. But Blue Team has caught up in farm. And if they get this Baron, that is going to be a very good thing. Draven going ahead and using his ultimate. So they know that Purple Team is not at this Baron, and they've got it warded. Purple Team is just defending. They are not going to try to contest this Baron at all, it appears. I guess they assumed that Blue Team is just going to push straight down mid lane. It looks like they have figured it out now. So they're going to be pushing together as a team, but far too late. Blue Team taking huge advantage of that with that Baron grab. Purple Team now making their way, going, oh, we should have watched that a while ago, but not going to be enough. Lee Sin's going to grab himself right before, maybe give it over to Graves. Karma has finished off his Zanyas, which is going to be really nice for her, as well as Nautilus has one death now, finally died, but does have a number of tanky items, including that Banshee's Veil, which is going to do very good for him at evading enemy damage, as everyone knows. Blitzcrank went ahead and grabbed a Rabadon's Death Cap to just maximize his ult damage even more, as well as a Frozen Fist so he can slow people when he punches them, I suppose. Thresh going the tanky route, starting a Warden's Mail, and his finish, a Sunfire Cape. Going to make him very hard to kill unless you're a very powerful 12-6 Graves on Purple Team. I think neither team really wants to fight. They're kind of waiting for the enemy team to make the first move. Though Baron is ticking away on Blue Team. Draven is in the bottom lane. That's not going to be very good for him. However, he might be able to finish off Blitzcrank, as he is drawing away Blitzcrank on the enemy team. Blue Team still farming, kind of burning a little bit of Baron time. I guess they want to make sure that they are in the advantage. They have about 2k gold in the lead at the moment, but they don't know that. They're in the middle of the game. Jay is massively tanking now, just so much health to deal with. Graves still is nowhere near this fight. He needs to be that squishy member for Blitzcrank to grab, that the rest of the team then can collapse and use. Purple Team looking to take advantage of this Graves being out of position. Katarina jump into a minion to get away. Will Graves be able to get away? That is the question. Looks like he will. In the meantime, however, Lee Sin caught out by Pachinier with that death sentence. Pajama Ninja going down. Daruza picking up that kill. Kha'Zix wants more blood. He's going to jump in, burn the flash on Graves. And he does have red buff, and he's going to continue to back off from that one. Blue team doing an excellent job of making sure that purple team paid for hanging around a little bit too long. Mr. Crib wants to grab this snare. He's going to be going around the long way, see if they can make sure that they grab Karma. Karma did actually stop in that bush and was outside of that War's vision, so won't be seen. Is going to go ahead and bag. Blue team still kind of wandering around looking for. Kha'Zix decided to go ahead and farm that mid lane, going to keep this wave pushing towards the mid lane, make sure they can get this inhibitor without too much difficulty. Purple team trying to defend. 27 kills to 29. They're going to be trying to stop this blue team from grabbing the inhibitor. Draven and Thresh going ahead and putting a lot of damage down onto it. Nautilus went ahead and used his ultimate all the way onto Draven. It's going to stop him, but Purple team did not follow up with that. Lee Sin kick not actually landing on the Draven, as well as that hook from Blitzcrank not landing. That was a nice inhibitor and clean out as blue team makes their way out. Not going to be grabbed by a single one of purple team's skills. Kind of pinging back and forth. Purple team saying, we want to push down the mid lane. Kha'Zix saying, I want to push the top lane. He is going to see this Nautilus up here. Does have a burning Sunfire cape. But more members of purple team are on their way. Kha'Zix is going to have to be real careful. Purple team instead pushing the mid lane. A nice flash hook by Pachinier is going to stop this Lee Sin. And a Flay is going to be put him in range of the snare from Rise. And that spells death on the Lee Sin as Kha'Zix is 2v1ing in the top lane, doing a lot of damage to Blitzcrank. The passive shield is there, and that might save him enough as all of the tower damage now onto Kha'Zix isn't enough. The hook from Blitzcrank as well. This Kha'Zix barely escaping with the hair on his chinny robot chin. Nautilus now chasing in. Kha'Zix kind of taunting a last second before jumping over the wall. But no, Nautilus finds him with the hook. And that is a dead Kha'Zix. That was pretty hilarious to watch. Jay of the Arcane now merching his happy little anchor self back. As blue team, knowing that they successfully got that inhibitor, deciding instead to continue to push, they're going to go for this tower instead. Thunder Thighs got a lot of damage done to him, and it's actually Karma who found the last bit of damage to finish her off. However, both purple team members standing right next to Rise is going to spell a lot of damage. Nautilus coming in here with that Sunfire Cake continuing to burn is going to grab that kill onto Rise. But now Katarina is here with a lot of damage. Pachinier deciding, hey, maybe we should back off from this. Don't think Pachinier used his shield ability. No, he has not. They are going to try to back off from this one. Looks like they're going to be just fine. Gemma Ninja has actually picked up a Sunfire Cape as well, going a little bit on the tanky route, knowing that he's going to need that as the game progresses. Now 40 minutes in, 32 kills to 40. This is one very intense game. Dragon has been picked up by, or is live, I'm sorry, as Baron has gone down for blue team, especially as several of the members did die with Baron, so they weren't able to keep it for too long. But blue team still in the lead by about 3k gold. Grabbing that inhibitor was extremely helpful, as well as grabbing that top tower. Now 7 towers to 5. Purple team using a nice couple aces to grab a couple towers for themselves. Nautilus is super tanky now with that Randuin's Omen. Look at how much health he is. He is going to be a pain in the neck to finish off. Blue team grabbing another dragon. That I think is their 3rd dragon to purple team's 1. So continuing to progress even further in the gold lead as dragon gets more and more beneficial during the game. And another full team fight could spell a win for either team, as these late game timers are getting longer and longer as the game goes on. Looks like purple team will be going ahead and pushing hard down the mid lane. They know that their inhibitor is open, but there's not a whole lot you can do. However, blue team has revealed themselves in this bottom lane. Draven might be caught out here. Looks like Kha'Zix is going to go all the way in onto Graves before backing out. Has used that second ultimate to make himself invisible, but all 5 members of purple teams is going to be going in onto him. Nobody has died just yet. Pachinier very low health. His Thunder Thighs is trying to get what damage he can onto it. Blue team is not together. Purple team grabbing another kill, double kill on purple team. Kha'Zix is going to make his way out safely, and Katarina looks like Rise is considering pushing the top lane. Ping's going down between both teams, saying we got to defend this. Blue team saying maybe we should get the Baron. No, purple team's pinging Baron as well. Blitzcrank's just going to clear all those minions with his ultimate, telling Karma we don't need to defend it. Rise is going to go ahead. Those look like blue team does have vision on this Baron. A nice hook by Nautilus, but Mr. Crip's going to flash his way out of that. We're going to go ahead and throw a ward down and see if purple team chases, but no, purple team wants this Baron, and they're going to try to take it. They have 4 members, and Nautilus is a very, very tanky, naughty Nautilus. Now 5 members as Blitzcrank has shown up. Purple team can't really contest it. They're going to go ahead and back. I think they even, maybe they don't know now. But purple team knows a Rise is there. Mr. Crip already getting a lot of damage, gets that knockup by Blitzcrank, as well as double hook is going to spell death no matter what damage his ultimate does. And that's going to be blue buff as well going over to purple team, which kind of is spelling game pretty heavy for blue team. However, purple team decides to go to back. Kha'Zix is going to have to be real fast if he's getting this tower, as Graves is already backed. However, he could use a full combo on Graves and just finish him off. Flashes over the inhibitor, trying to go all damage, finishes it off, and a nice jump is going to get him out of that. Doing a good job of just kind of keeping Graves off him long enough to finish off the tower. Pachinier almost finding Blitzcrank in that bush just before he walked out. Just before he teleported out, I apologize. Pachinier doing a good job of keeping those wards down. Draven in that bottom lane just trying to continue to farm up. Only 140 farm to Graves 214. Despite what I said, this matchup is pretty crazy even. It's 71,000 to 70,000 between these two teams now. 43 minutes in. This game has been going on all night long and doesn't look like it's quite yet to finishing it off. Blue team does have that inhibitor going in their favor, so they could try to push down full hard mid lane, but purple team has both of their side lanes pushing in their favor as well, so blue team doesn't really have that going for them. Ping coming out from blue team saying we kind of want to push down the mid lane, but pings as well saying maybe we should be a little bit careful here. Pachinator extremely tanky as he's not finishing Randuin's Omen as well. Randuin's Omen coming out on Kha'Zix. A massive Frozen Heart and Rylai's combo coming out on Rise, which will be doing heavy slows. A hook from Blitzcrank, not going to land on anybody. Very close to grabbing the Rise, but he is one of the tankier members of blue team. Pachinier himself trying to go pretty tank on this. Purple team does have Baron on their entire team, as nobody did die. But they have these super minions in blue team's favor pushing in as well, which is going to do nice for them. A good hook onto Lee Sin. He flashes his way out of that flay. Graves actually, Draven being hooked by Blitzcrank, and that's going to spell death for him. Everyone just going onto the Graves. Katarina actually going to be able to grab that kill. Very low health, jumping back on, just doing what damage she can to finish it off. As Kha'Zix is here, finishing everybody off. Gonna have that damage. The Blitzcrank coming in, considering finishing off. Pachinier with very low health, gets a nice shield. He's gonna survive. Rise now just going straight onto Nautilus, just doing damage. Pachinier with a nice hook as well, gonna stop Jay. Jay is just so tanky though. Will he be able to? Will they still be able to take him down? Flashes over the wall. Another hook from Pachinier is not gonna land. Kha'Zix trying to find this Blitzcrank with very low health, but they have the speed boost and they're gonna be able to get out. Graves, stop focusing me. But Draven is the focus of the enemy team, so it's acceptable that that focus on the ADC would go back in both of their favor. Teleport from Rise going into the top lane, going to be pushing this lane out. So while they're going to be doing that, we're going to go back and recap that last fight. So as we see here, purple team kind of collecting down here at blue team's tower. We're going to slow it down here as the first hook from Thresh is going to go down onto Pajama Ninja. Pachinero continuing to find those hooks. He knows that he's going to grab somebody with all those people there. Grabs him, tries to flay, but Lisa does a nice job of flashing out. Draven getting caught out by God's Shadow, though, is instantly nuked down. Pachinero going ahead and throwing his ultimate down is going to slow at least Nautilus, but that may be it. But Katarina jumping into the backline, going ahead and using most of her ultimate before the knockup by Blitzcrank is going to stop her in it, but she's tanky enough that she can survive a good bit of damage, and now she's going to be going in onto the Graves, who turned around to do a little bit of damage. Not going to be enough. Kha'Zix in the meantime relatively ignored, level 18, as Katarina goes back in. Purple team way too focused on trying to kill her. He's going to do massive amounts of damage. Another jump onto Karma is going to finish her off. Pajama Ninja now in a tight spot as he tries to finish off this Thresh. Look how low Thresh gets. Lee Sin doesn't finish the kick off. Pachinero grabbing a hook, but instantly throws the shield down to keep himself alive, as Nautilus is more focused on the Kha'Zix and Rise. And we saw it from there. We're going to jump over here as Blitzcrank now very low health. Kha'Zix tries to get a nice slow onto him, but does not land. He's just a little bit too fast. Does a good jump over. However, I think that Blitzcrank actually flashes the wall here. There's that flash, putting him way in the lead of Kha'Zix. Kha'Zix unable to follow up from that. So great fight by blue team, turning it around, allowing purple team to just focus very hard on Katarina, which allowed Kha'Zix to get in and do a massive amount of damage. Now 10 and 7 in this matchup. Blue team going ahead and pushing both top and bottom lane, allowing for all three lanes to be pushing in their favor, as they already know that mid lane is going to be pushing in their favor. I'm going to slow it back down to normal here as Dragon Rage now comes in, doing a good bit of damage to Blitzcrank. He has used one ultimate, is now going to be backing off from that. Lee Sin leaping away, or sorry, Kha'Zix leaping away. Lee Sin trying to find him, but he was able to dodge all of those Qs. There goes another ultimate. He's going to be able to get out of that now that he has 3 with that fully upgraded R. Pajama Ninja here throwing out a Seeking Q, trying to find a minion to land on, but it didn't. Purple team still down a little bit, 2k gold, as blue team continues to be in the lead, grabbing themselves dragon. Once again, that is 4 dragons to 1. Purple team have only been able to pick up 1 this game, not really focusing it, as blue team is trying to once again collect themselves for this massive fight that's eventually going to finish it off here. Purple team collecting here in the mid lane, 45 kills to 35. They have the kill lead, but they don't have the gold lead, as blue team continues to do a good job of defending the game so far. Looks like purple team does have the minions pushing out in their favor. Blue team saying, hey, maybe we should just defend this one. Baron will be up in another 2 minutes, so no team really has the opportunity to grab Baron. Blue team went ahead and back. Most members are almost at their 6-item lead now. Pachinero sitting over to the side, waiting to see if he has the opportunity to grab a hook. Purple team just collecting, not wanting to initiate. His last couple times they've initiated, team fights have not really been in their favor. Pajama Ninja is pretty tanky, but they want Nautilus on that front line, as he is the tankiest member of the enemy team. He has done some beautiful ultimates so far, and let me just say, as everyone is here and watching, this is one of the most amazing games that I have shoutcasted for, and not only has it gone on incredibly long, but you guys have continued to go back and forth and showed some incredible skill on both teams, and I seriously, like, this is going to be the highlight on my YouTube channel because you guys are so fantastic. Purple team decided to back off from this mid lane. They know the blue team's got a little bit of damage advantage at the moment, and they don't want to start a team fight unless they're the ones who choose it. God's Shadow just waiting for an opportunity to get a good hook on somebody, but they know that Pachinero has that opportunity as well. Does have that finished face of the mountain. Throws out a hook, grabbing it onto Graves. That might be bad. Throws out the ultimate. The flay is down as well. Kha'Zix coming in, doing massive damage to the entire enemy team. Look at this as purple team is going to start melting here. Katarina jumping in and out. She has not been focused down this time, and she's going to have the damage. Draven as well. Doesn't even have the Guardian's Angel popped, and that might be game as blue team here has the damage to finish it off. Lee Sin trying to stay alive and defending, but no, the Rise is going to finish off both Nautilus and Lee Sin, and I believe that that is going to be game as they have blue team. It does look alright. So before the game just finishes, I'm actually going to jump back, and you guys did a great job. There was a fight way back here that I wanted to show you guys because it was just too amazing not to. Let me see if I can find it. I might set it right here and then just go super speed through. We're gonna watch the whole game in super fast play here. Alright, we're gonna shoutcast this. Looks like once again we don't have the threats a little bit of damage he can, but Graves is gonna come here as well. Katarina trying to fight with the ultimate, she's gonna die, but Blitzcrank is gonna finish her off first before the blue team gets a kill. And then we're gonna go down here trying to get this tower, but they're not gonna be able to finish it off. As purple team tries to defend their tower. Nautilus gonna be back down here into the bottom lane, they're not gonna finish it off. That tower is only gonna have 6 damage left, and this blue team decides to back up from the Nautilus gonna grab this land, all the hooks are on to Draven, he's gonna be dead. Up here in the top lane, a little bit of damage going down on the prize as they continue back and forth. Lisa's got that Dragon's Rage kick on to Katarina, gonna finish her off, but then Karma gonna follow up with that kill on Lisa in that bottom lane. The purple team's gonna finish it off. Trashing here, trying to do his best to defend his Draven, but he's gonna die as well. Those 2 deaths for it. However, Katarina coming down here, she's looking for blood as she comes in, gets the Blitzcrank, but she's gonna die herself. This is not what I'm looking for. Where is this team fight? It's the first team fight that happens right down here. So after this, Thresh did a good job there. Kha'Zix actually finished off that kill, which was amazing. Was still died though. Ryze tried to save him. That's cool. Draven burned a flash for no reason. Died because Lee Sin is a boss. Purple team. Kha'Zix tried to own Graves. Graves did a nice escape. Grabs blue buff. Backs off. Fight does not break out. But then does. Not going to finish off Nautilus. Too tanky. Blue team backing off. They're going to get Dragon. Purple team doesn't give a shit. Blue team grabs tower. I'm just trying to find one fight specifically. Sorry guys, bear with me for a moment. I didn't realize. The game went on so long, it was hard to really say exactly where it went. I think it's coming up here in a minute. Because this purple team comes in onto this tower. Is it this fight? Purple team grabs Graves, finishes him off. No, it's not this one. Purple team gets this tower down first. If I don't find it in the next short bit. Oh, it's right here. It's right here. It's right here. Whoa. Okay. Okay. So let's set this up here. Purple team up here is trying to find their way and make a fight happen. They want to, as they know that Draven is down for blue team. So Nas is going to come in here. Pajama Ninja's looking for a Q to land to start the fight. I think it's actually Patchinair that leads it though with an incredible hook over the wall. There's the Lee Sin kick. Is purple team not really going to find any target. Blitzcrank's going to throw out a hook as well and not going to land on anybody. They'll almost grab Mr. Crip. Kind of dancing around there. Look at that. You're talking pixels there. Mr. Crip barely getting pulled into the face of 4 purple team members. But now Cyrodiil's coming around here. Patchinair sees him. He knows he wants to get a hook. But no. Instead, might land it on somebody else. Oh, come on. When's that fight going to break out? Ryze doing a little bit of a laugh here. Graves is going to grab red buff. There's that. Patchinator hook onto God's Shadow. Going to leap in, do an amazing flay on 3 members of the purple team. Throw it on his ultimate. Going to be slowing everybody down as Ryze comes in. Going to be doing a lot of damage onto God's Shadow. Nautilus ultimate knocking up all 4 members of blue team. Lee Sin kick going way in. Katarina actually flashes out of that. And I think the Dragon's Rage actually saves her from the Graves ultimate. Lee Sin being taken extremely low health. Dragon Rage, the actual Kha'Zix coming in here, trying to find any damage that he can. but it's not going to be in favor. And now Katarina coming in. That knock up by Blitzcrank is going to stop her mid-ultimate. Draven actually finally finding a hook on both, or damage onto both Lee Sin. But that double shot, buckshot by Graves, getting himself a double kill. So that was one good play. I know you guys want to watch some of this, so that's why I'm trying to jump through it. But I may just finish it off. There was one more team fight that was just incredible that happened in that same spot that I really want to go back to and show you guys. Huge fight in the mid lane. Purple team won that. Tried to push, were unsuccessful. Blue team defends too well. Purple team comes back. Blue team catches people out. Pushes in. Whatever. You guys, when you watch it, you can find it. Did an amazing, amazing job. Blue team won it in the end. Fantastic job. You guys all win, in my opinion. You guys all win, in my opinion. Full team ace, finishing it off. And look, Draven's alive for that. So beautiful. So beautiful. Finishes it off. 40 to 47 kills. 50-minute game. That is how League of Legends should be played. Holy shamoly katoli. Y'all are crazy. But MVPs. Can I just do an MVP for everybody involved? Because that was some incredibly intense play on everyone's side. Like Nautilus with almost no deaths. Lee Sin landing some amazing Qs. My stream is lagging like a piece of shit. Graves, massive amount of kills. Karma struggled a little bit, but still did a good job. Look at that, 15 assists. Almost the third highest assist, other than Blitzcrank. Blitzcrank with the God hooks. Amazing, amazing job. Nightbot, we can do MVP polls. Ooh, we should try this. How do you do that? Let's see, is there like a polls option? Giveaways, song requests, subscribers, regulars, timers, Nightbot commands. I don't know. I'll figure out how to do polls. I'm gonna take a really good solid look at it another time. So, Kha'Zix, amazing job, 10 kills. Draven struggled a lot in that game, but he still won it in the end. Give it up for Draven and not giving up. That was just crazy. Rise being a tanky mofo, still didn't finish off his build. Thresh landing every single hook you could imagine. Katarina just dominating. MVPs. Gosh, so hard. I'm gonna give it MVP to Nautilus, because on the losing team, because he set up so many kills early game. But no, okay, we'll do this. MVP God's Shadow on the Blitzcrank, because those God hooks are just incredible. If you watch that and you just go back and see how many incredible times that you guys do that he got those hooks, it was just incredible. Like, I know that Draven was easily hooked out, but he was landing those hooks every time, and Blitzcrank's hard to do. So he gets MVP. However, huge shout out to Nautilus. Almost no deaths. Massively tanky, survived insane team fights. Just an amazing job. Just an amazing job. MVP for the winner. Gonna go for... We're gonna give it to Thresh. Same kind of thing. If you watch it, 28 assists. That means 3/4. If you give him the other 2 kills as well, that's 30 kills out of the 40 he was involved in. And he was bottom lane for a lot of the game. That is a massive number of assists for a 40 kill team. Amazing, amazing job. But massive shout out though to Katarina. First time on the stream. Dezuro, great job. And I mean, your Katarina was always on spot, leaping into that back line. Even if you would die, you would set up the kills for Kha'Zix to come in.